ज्ञानं चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्यति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भूतैर्महद्भिर्यमा पुरो विभो निर्मायश्येते यदमुषु पुरुषा भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मक सोलङ्कृशिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे। श्रीकृष्ण शरणं शरणागतं कथामृतं सततपिबतं भक्तिवेदान्तमार्गपन्थनं सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्न प्रसन्नं सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्न प्रसन्नं। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Matajis, welcome to the morning Srīmad Bhāgavatam class. So would anyone like to recite the 5 verses that we have been trying to memorize?
I can recite, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Kunti vacha namasya purusham tvadyam ishwaram prakrate param alaksham sarvabhutanam antarbahiravastitam maya javani kachanam agna adokshacham avyayam nalakshase muradrisha nato natyadharo yataha तथा परमहंसानं मुनीनाम् अमलात्मनं भक्ति योगा विधानार्थं कथं पश्यामि हि श्रियः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये। Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely recited. So this is the process of Shrinvan, hearing, Kirtanam, glorifying, Krishna, repeating, glorification, and Smaranam, and thinking about these verses and the messages. So Kunti Maharani, the most intelligent woman of her time, she is glorifying Krishna. So in the first verse, again, we repeat this over and over again, that she addresses Krishna as Purusham Tvadyam, the original personality of Godhead, and Ishwaram, the supreme controller, who is Prakritehe Param, beyond the material nature. He is nothing to do with material, and he is not affected by the material modes. Alakshyam Sarvabhutanam, and he is invisible. No one can see him. Adrashtarupo, to everyone, although Antar Bahir Avastitam, he is pervading everywhere. He is inside and he is outside. And then Maya Javanika Jannam. On top of that, he is covered by the deluding curtain of Maya. Agna. He cannot be known, especially Agnad Adhokshadam Avyayam, because he is irreproachable. He cannot be known. And because he is beyond the range of perception of material senses. We are very much mostly at the sensual platform, at most mental platform. And so how can we know him? And therefore, she goes on to say, on top of that, Nato Natya Tharo Yataha, he descends in this world like a dramatic actor playing a part. And only the pure devotees, Paramahamsanam, swan-like pure devotees, Tatha Paramahamsanam, the Muninam, the great sages, Amanatmanam, those who can descend between metta and spirit, they can actually approach the Lord. Bhakti Yoga Vidhanartham, through the process of Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is the process for approaching Lord. And those who can discern the difference between matter and spirit, most of the time we are under the influence of matter. It matters because we become under the undue allurement of matter. And when we are matter, we cannot approach what is antimatter. Antimatter is Krishna, meaning he is 100% spiritual. So Kunti Maharajini expresses her humility. Katham pashyemahi striyaha. And on top of them, that I being a woman, how can I approach you, my Lord? But then again, she rises to the occasion and lays down the process of approaching Lord. Very simple. Just by chanting Krishna's name and just by offering obeisances unto the Lord. Now Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, last year, he was mentioning this, that Srīmad Bhagavad Gita has 700 verses. So half of 700, because it's an even number, is 350 and 351. Now these two verses form the middle of Bhagavad Gita. And these two verses state about great souls. It says, Krishna says there, Mahatmanas Tumam Partha, the great souls, O son of Pritha, Devim Prakriti Ashrita, they take shelter of Krishna's divine nature. And Bhajanya Ananyam Manaso, and with undeviated mind, Bhajanya Ananyam Manaso, Jnatva Bhutadimapyayam, knowing me to be the inexhaustible origin of everything, they worship me. What does inexhaustible mean? Inexhaustible means that Krishna's vision, Krishna's energy, Krishna's ability to do anything and everything does not deteriorate at any time. He doesn't become hampered at any time. He's inexhaustible. We become exhausted after a while. So the great souls, Mahatmanas, what do they do? In the very next verse, 351, Krishna says, Satatam kirtayanto mam. The great souls sing my glories. And that is what Kunti Maharani is about to do. And they do this with great determination. My wife is quoting somebody. Smoke a lot as well. About this. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. What I will put, I put myself in the mood. If anyone is to respect the 5 verses, that will be very nice.
I can do it, Prabhu. Kunti vacha namasya purusham tvadyam ईश्वरं प्रकृते परम् अलक्ष्यं सर्वभूतानाम् अन्तिर्बाहिरवस्थितम् माया जननि कच्छनम् अज्ञादोक्षजम् अव्ययम् न लक्ष्यसे मुरादृशा नटो नाट्यादरो यथा तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनाम् अमलात्मनां भक्तियोगाविधानार्थं कथं पश्येम हि स्त्रिया कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So this is the way of doing it. So Krishna made this arrangement so we could recite these verses again. So simply, Satatam Kirtayantu Mam, always singing the glories of Krishna, and Namasyantascha Mam Bhaktya, and paying obeisances on Krishna. So in these two verses, Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya cha, Nanda Gopakumaraya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. Kunti Maharani is simply chanting the names of Krishna and offering obeisances, Namaha. This process is simple. Why is it simple? Because reciting names of Krishna is simple. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yet, this process, despite being simple, is sublime. Why is it sublime? Because Krishna is not different from his names. We cannot know Krishna because he is far beyond the range of material senses. But if in mood of service and surrender, we just simply call out for Krishna, then he makes himself accessible because his name and him, they are non-different, they are the same. And Kunti Maharajini pays obeisances again and again to Krishna. Namaha Pankajanabhaya, obeisances to Krishna's lotus abdomen. So in this way, Prabhupada says, we can have darshan of the bodily limbs of Krishna. Krishna's abdomen is marked by a depression of lotus. Namaha Pankajamaline. And Krishna wears garland of lotuses. Maline. Namaha Pankajanetraya. And Krishna's eyes are like lotus petals. Pankaja. Pankaja means lotus. And Namaste Pankajangrihe. Angri means feet. And Pankajangri means lotus feet. So Krishna's feet are very beautiful, soft like lotus, and they look like lotus. So in this way, we just keep on singing and reciting these nice verses, and guess what? We are in spiritual strata. We surpass sensual, mental, and intellectual platform, and Krishna becomes accessible. So, would anyone like to sorry, we'll just, for text number 21, we'll just read the translation, and then someone can read the purport. Or would anyone like to read the translation of text 21 and the purport?
Can I try, Prabhu?
Yes, thank you.
Krishna. Which one, Mala?
This one.
21.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Oh my God. Devaki Nandayasha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Very nice, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Would you like to, Paul, Prabhu, would you like to read the translation and the purport?
Yeah.
We'll share between us. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and the enlivener of the cows and the senses.
And the purport. The Lord, being thus unapproachable by any material asset, out of unbounded and causeless mercy, descends on the earth as he is in order to show his special mercy upon his unalloyed devotees and to diminish the upsurge of the demoniac persons. Queen Kunti specifically adores the incarnation or descent of Lord Krishna above all other incarnations because in this particular incarnation he is more approachable. In the Rama incarnation, he remained a king's son from his very childhood. But in the incarnation of Krishna, although he was the son of a king, he at once left the shelter of his real father and mother, King Vasudeva and Queen Devaki, just after his appearance and went to the lap of Yasodhamayi to play the part of an ordinary cowherd boy in the blessed Rajavami, which is very sanctified because of his childhood pastime. Therefore, Lord Krishna is more merciful than Lord Rama. He was undoubtedly very kind to Kunti brother Vasudeva and the family. Had he not become the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, Queen Kunti could not claim him to be her nephew and thus address Krishna in parental affection. But Nanda and Yasuda are more fortunate because they could relish the Lord's childhood pastimes, which are more attractive than all other pastimes. There is no parallel to his childhood pastimes as exhibited at Vrajabhumi, which are replicas of his eternal affairs in the original Krishna Loka, described as the Sintamani Dhamma in the Brahma Samhita. Lord Sri Krishna descended himself at Vrajabhumi with all his transcendental entourage and paraphernalia. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore confirmed that no one is as fortunate as the resident of Vrajabhumi, and especially the cowherd girls who dedicated their everything for the satisfaction of the Lord. His pastime with Nanda and Yashoda, and his pastime with the cowherd men, and especially with the cowherd boys and the cows, have caused him to be known as Govinda. Lord Krishna as Govinda is more inclined to the brahmanas and the cows, indicating thereby that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahminical culture and cow protection. Lord Krishna is never satisfied where there are lacking. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada very nicely elaborates on each and every name of Krishna, telling their meanings. So in the first line of the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, thus being unapproachable by any material assets. So what is the name of Krishna which tell us that he is unapproachable by any material senses? Anyone?
Adokshaja?
Very good, Mataji. Adhokshaja. So Aksha, as we previously looked, means eyes. Eyes, any senses starting with eyes. And Adha. Adha means above or beyond the experience of eyes. So although Krishna is unapproachable, out of unbound and causeless mercy, he descends on this earth as he is in order to show his special mercy upon his unalloyed devotees. So his special mercy is that through his names, Nama Namnan Akari Babuda Nij Sarva Shaktihi Tatra Pita Nimita Smaranena Kala, his special mercy that although he is unapproachable by any material senses, his name is himself and has all the potencies of Krishna, and he allows us to chant his names. So Krishna is the primary name of the Lord, Srila Prabhupada says, when he named International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And the first word Kunti Maharani here says is Krishnaya. Krishna means Akarshati iti Krishna, one who attracts everyone is Krishna. And so, like magnet is known as Akarsha, meaning it attracts the iron filings. But if iron filings have rust in them, the magnet, although it has quality to attract, it will not attract. Similarly, if we have material desires, lust, anger, greed, and so forth, which hamper our progress and attraction to Krishna, then we won't be attracted by Krishna. However, Krishna's name is purifying. It removes the lust of rust. It removes the rust of lust. And we will be attracted to Krishna if we simply chant his names. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport also extensively mentions that Krishna is the topmost Lord. His various incarnations are there, but in form of Krishna, he is most approachable. And he is the fountainhead of all incarnations. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Aradhya Bhagavan Prajesha Tanayas. Aradhya means one should worship. That Tanayas, the child of Vrindavanam, Aradhya Bhagavan, he is Supreme Lord, Vrajesha Tanayas. Vrajesha means Nanda Gopa, Nanda and cowhead men, their darling child, Krishna. Tanaya means child. So Krishna in his form as Govinda is topmost worshipable personality. He has all ability to attract us who are wandering here and there and looking for pleasure. So Govinda means one who enlivens or who gives pleasure to cows and the senses. So simply by chanting Krishna's name, we can experience tremendous joys and pleasure. You know, at the start, when Srila Prabhupada started this movement, and most of the Westerners, the Americans, they were taking drugs and so forth, taking intoxication, hard materials. However, when the devotees started chanting Hare Krishna mantra, then they would say to other people who were taking drugs that actually you can get higher simply by chanting this mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And at times we also experience that when we are nicely chanting, attentively chanting, chanting without any offenses, then actually it seems that everything around us has stopped. It seems that within the courtyard of our hearts, we are experiencing something transcendental, something very blissful. And even though our designated rounds may be over, we feel like chanting more and more. And these experiences are not illusion. Tadaiva Satyam. These are reality because Krishna is Satya. He is not only Satya, he is Param Satya, he is supreme absolute truth. And when our connection with him is there, that connection is real. So chanting of these verses, chanting of the Mahamantra actually connect us to him and take us on the transcendental plane. Any questions, Prabhu Samantajis?
Prabhu, can I ask a question?
Please, Mataji.
So, you just explained the meaning of Adakshaja, where we can't perceive Krishna with our senses. The other hand, all the processes that we follow for bhakti, we engage our senses in Krishna's service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So how do we understand that?
Very nice question, Mataji. So, where does everything come from?
Krishna?
Yes. So, if everything comes to Krishna, that means everything is also connected with Krishna. However, the material energy is separated from Krishna. But when we use that material energy to reconnect with Krishna, then it becomes connected. Therefore, there is a beautiful verse in Srīmad Bhagavad Gita, which says, Om Brahmarpanam Brahmahave Brahmagno Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. Brahma Karma Samadhina. So Brahmarpanam, Brahma means spiritual. So spiritually, everything can be connected with Krishna. If it is not connected with Krishna, then Krishna is not approachable. But we have our senses, we have material things, the whole processes of Shravanam, Kirtanam, although it is transcendental. Why is it transcendental? Because we connect it with Krishna. So connecting it with Krishna is the main substance. So Brahmarpanam, Arpanam means offering. So we are offering to that supreme spiritual being, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahutam, Brahmagno. So that fire of sacrifice, fire is material. But because that fire is used to make sacrifice, even though material becomes spiritual. Om Brahmarpanam, Brahmanhutam, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam. So hutam means any paraphernalia used in that sacrifice. Maybe our house, the utensils, any paraphernalia. It all becomes spiritual. Why? Because Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam. Because everything is used for Supreme Brahman, Krishna. And when Brahman Sparsh is there, spiritual touch is there, everything becomes spiritualized. Even the body of the devotee becomes spiritualized. Because Brahma Karma Samadhina. Because our karma is now connected with Brahma, and therefore Samadhina. Samadhina means a full absorption and full perfection is achieved. And that is the science of Krishna consciousness, connecting, not rejecting, connecting everything with Krishna, knowing full that Krishna is the cause of everything. And when we use it for our own things, then there is disconnect. But when we use the same things for Krishna, then there is connection. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
No, just to add to your comments, that every day when we do our prayers, we use the water to spiritualize the paraphernalia. And when we do that, we are actually spiritualizing what appears to be material. We are spiritualizing them. So when I do prayers every day, and when I do the archanam, I pour the water on the various paraphernalia like the lamp and so on, even the incense sticks. I remember Krishna And what I'm doing is I'm spiritualizing what appears to be material. So I'm just adding that what you have just said.
No, that's so true, Prabhuji. I know when we are, in that mode of connecting everything by that Archa Vigraha Vidhi process, Pancharatrika Vidhi, actually we're connecting everything with Krishna. And there's a nice pastime which will come in few chapters when Krishna leaves finally Hastinapur and reaches the border of Dwarika, and he takes a fat white conch shell and he touches it to his transcendental lips and he blows onto it. And there it is mentioned that that fat bowl white conch shell, due to Krishna's due to touch of Krishna's lips, becomes red. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport mentions that redness signifies the spiritual touch of Krishna. And when we are touched by Krishna and we are connected with Krishna, we become enlightened. That redness means that we are living. Our Guru Maharaj used to say, there's ample of red blood cells when we are spiritually alive. And there's more to discuss on this point, but time is of essence, I realize. Krishna willing, we'll have opportunity again to glorify Srīmad Bhāgavatam and glorify these nice prayers that Kunti Maharani is presenting to the Lord. Thank you so much, Prabhus and Matajis. Please keep reciting all these verses of Kunti Maharani, especially these 5 verses, and then more verses as well as time goes along. Granth-raj Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai.
Right.
Ki jai.
Right.
Have a wonderful Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.